I have a feeling question marks is the cloak guy, Mikado's assistant. I cut the power. This isn't the time to play games. While I know that, when I spotted this when I woke up in the morning, I was too curious to leave it. I played a bit more. Even I don't know why I decided to turn the power on. Yep. It's just, there was a vague anxiety in my heart. This game could hold some sort of key, or at least I hoped. I need to have a meeting with everyone soon. I should go downstairs. Hey, my little coconut blue raspberry jelly bean. What meeting, you may ask? Of course it has to do with the abductions. Even though it hasn't been a whole day, the amount of kidnappings was growing and the hubbub would soon become impossible for the GPM to keep secret. If it was all over Japan or overseas, an excuse could still be made. But the missing people only came from this town, from the vicinity of Enchante. Due to this, GPM increased their surveillance on IL significantly. In the middle of this, I don't like that. Rendo makes a bitter face, arriving with a certain person in tow.
GPM 上層部より正式な要請が降りた。
What's your angle, dude? Seriously, what are you doing? What do you want?
天界カイルムの神隠しに加担している打天使の身柄引き渡しを要求する。
Everyone seems unsurprised, and no one moves. Earlier that morning, Mizir returned. We hoped to speak with him about Kale and the angels, yet they came in at the worst possible timing. What is that face? As expected, Mizir makes a displeased face and looks straight at Mr. Assistant.
それを聞いてさ、俺たちが素直に「はいどうぞ」なんて応じると本気で思ってるの？第一君さ、開発部の下っ端でしょ？何の権限があってそんなことを言ってるのかな？
He thinks there's more than meets the eye, but okay.
いや、それが実は彼ちょこちょこ情報課にも出向に来てて。
その縁で辞令を下された。この店に対し市場を挟む林道薫に代わり、私へ監視役を任ずると。
Oh my shit. I'm sure Rendo tried to oppose that, but it was no good. I knew that had to be the case, while Rendo probably had no desire to help him, makes no attempt to obstruct him.
そちらにどのような事情があっても、イルの身柄を引き渡すわけにはいかん。
なぜお前たちの許可が必要なのか。
Ooh? I know you ain't angry at my first husbando.
我らはこの店の所有者たる人外の管理者、つまりマスターに対し交渉を持ちかけている。ただの客に過ぎないお前たちに口を挟む権利はない。
The conversation suddenly swings to me. Fuck! That's not possible. Suddenly demanding us to hand Il over to you is too much. Without hesitating, I refuse. Stay calm. I say this to myself and face Mr. Assistant. True, Il has secrets. But I'm the owner of Enchante. I need to trust my regular customers more than some unknown researchers. Of course, Il has some relation to the angels. After all, they come from the same homeland, and they're much the same race. Or they're the same race. But isn't it too much to suspect him just because of that? You racist!
奴が天使たちの協力要請を受けたという証言をしたのは他ならぬお前のはずだ。
Wait, I did? Oh, yeah. I must have read it wrong. That's true. But Il fought them. He saved my friend. Isn't that better evidence than anything that he refused their request?
あらかじめ奴らと辻褄を合わせ、
Yikes.
をした可能性もある。
You really thinking that far ahead, dude? Like, okay. Is there any proof of that? Whoop! Whoop! Burden of proof falls on you. The silence must indicate otherwise. It's like, how dare you, whore, talking back to me. I start to stay silent to press the point further, but I take a big breath. I believe in Il. There's no way he would help with kidnappings.
それはいかなる理由を根拠にした宣誓なのか。
Yikes! Why are you so against him? Huh? My body stiffens at the unexpected rebuttal. Mr. Assistant's cold voice resounds from under his hood. For some reason, I feel an unexplained sense of dread. Because Il is really honest and...
素直。それがあの打天使の正しき本質だと。
Oh, yikes. Yikes. There's a reason why that he was willing to give you that game system in game, Otome. Come on now, real talk.
天使の生態を完璧に理解した上で、お前は間違いないと断言できるのか。
I want to say, of course.
ダメージを確認。肉体損傷 10% を超過。自己再生プログラムを起動。
Angels don't talk like that. They say, be not afraid. And they do whatever they got to do. But this sounds like robot speak. This android talk. This team android over here, or whatever the hell Il is.
霊力の代替エネルギーとして地下の流脈より気を組み上げ変換。肉体の再構築を開始します。
That memory flashes by in my head, blocking my throat from objecting. I thought he would mercilessly press the point, but contrary to my expectations, Mr. Assistant doesn't question further.
根拠がなくとも、引き渡しに拒否の意を示されたのは事実。だが、こちらにも決定的な証拠がない。強硬策に出たとして、5年前の戦闘と同じ結果になるのは明らか。よって交渉方針を変更する。妥協案として天使の捕獲計画への協力をお前たちに要請しよ
う。Angel arrest?
肯定だ。実行は今晩。この条件を飲むのなら打天使の身柄引き渡しを要求しない。
What the fuck? Then what does that mean? I look around at everyone to see if it would be dangerous to accept.
僕は悪くはない意見だと思う。天使たちを捕まえて真実を語らせれば、イルの無実は証明されるし。
Okay.
だな。 それにこのまま天使どもの好き勝手にさせんのはうざってえし、馴染みのある人間たちに被害が及ぶのも好ましくない。
With Rendo's advice, Canis and Ignis nod in approval. Yeah, Mizir, what's up? Only Mizir maintains his silence. But I want to prove Ill's innocence too. I understand. We'll cooperate in whatever way we can. Boo. Following the majority vote, I give the final answer as the owner.
けど捕獲っつってもどうすんだよ。罠でも張んのか。皇帝、おとりを用い天使が行動を起こすのを待つ。
Allure, you say? Don't tell me you're going to use a person. You, my dear. There, Window shakes his head in denial.
そりゃさすがに厳しいだろうから、ミシェルに幻覚とかそういう類の協力を頼めるとこっちはありがたいんだけどね。
Well, Mizir didn't say yes.
もちろんできなくはないよ。だけど俺夜はどうしても魔界に帰らなきゃいけないんだよね。
Oh shit, that's right. So his magic would it could work because between Bestia and the human world he was able to keep up that barrier, but an illusion might take more out of Mizir, I'm guessing. Oh right, you always go back every day, at least before the turn of day.
だから作戦に参加しても途中離脱が濃厚だね。今すぐ魔界に戻っていいならもろもろ用事を片付けてくるから、たとえ夜でも余裕で手伝うんだけどさ。
その意見を却下する。お前たち自身も
What?
あの打天使に対する協力関係の疑いがある。
What the fuck?
よって作戦開始まで人間界を離れることを禁ずる。当然禁を破ればあの打天使に対する権威は深まり、より今後の自由に制限がかかるものと思え。
What the fuck? That means Mizir is going to be forced to leave in the middle of everything? By the way, do you have any intent of letting Ill join the operation?
容疑者に参加する資格があるとでも。
Yeah, like that's like an unheard concept. Convicts do help out the enforcement to bring in the bigger fish. Do you not know that? Like, I don't see why it's a foreign concept so far. We are in a story of convenience. Why can't Ill help with the operation? Or you might as well just use a person as bait at that point. Right.
ならばメディオから現実に長けた妖精を何匹か連れてこよう。
Okay, that's fine.
少々扱いには困るだろうが、女王からの命令があればどうにかできるであろう。
At Canis' suggestion, Mr. Assistant says it would be useful and makes arrangements for the time. Then he accepts a temporary return.
よし、じゃあ決まりだな。
Taking Ignis hitting his two clenched fists together, it doesn't really make a sound, but whatever. Taking Ignis hitting his two clenched fists together as a signal, the plan is set. It will execute tonight. Really? That soon? We projected the time of the next kidnapping, which is when the fairies will scatter decoys. Canis and Ignis, along with multiple GPM personnel, will patrol the area. If any angels trip a trap, they'll rush over and restrain them. Rindo will be at GPM headquarters to take command of Intelligence Division personnel. Me and the suspect ill, along with Mr. Assistant as a monitor, will stay in the shop. Mizir will also stay at the shop on standby and rush over if something happens. I just know I'd get in the way, but I hated not being able to contribute. After the roles were divided out, I was sighing in dejection when...
女子くんだっけ一つ意見させてもらっていい
Of course he don't care. With a face hard to read for emotions, Mizir speaks to Mr. Assistant.
わざわざ夜を待たなくてもさ、今すぐに天使を捜索すればいい話じゃない
Or here's a better idea. No, it has to be at night. Never mind. It has to be at night. That's when they were snatching up people.
昼では人払いにも限界がある。
Right.
そんなのこっちの認識阻害でどうとでもなるよね。
発見したとして人のいる場で戦闘が発生した場合、その席を GPM が追い切れる保証はない。
Neither hides their suspicion, and the two silently press their views into the other.
これ以上の議論は無駄と判断する。異を唱えるほど、打天使への疑いが深まると知れ。
Alright, okay, guy.
では、監視業務のため、私にも部屋を提供してもらおう。
Oh, in that case, there's an
ア
empty...
ベカリアの検査の際、内部構造は把握している。
Ew! Will you just let me help you? Oh my god, what a jerkwad. Mr. Assistant cuts off the dispute on his end, then quietly goes up the stairs. The inside of the shop is suddenly silent. During this, Canis walks over to Mizir.
ミシェル、お前にも問いたいことがある。作戦まで時間がない。担当直入に聞くぞ。
While he initially tilts his head in puzzlement at Canis' stern words, Mizir quickly goes back to listening.
思えばお前は以前からイルのことを気にかけていたな。外出制限などの過保護が最たる例だろう。
That is true. That is true. Ooh, yikes. I hope he doesn't have anything to do with this.
ミシェル、イルが外出することにやはり反対なのか。
そりゃこいつは一人で放っておくと何するかわかんないし、あいつと二人で出かけるのも初めてだろうけどよ。そこまで過保護に見ることはねえんじゃねえか。実際俺よりずっと年上なんだしよ。
みんなの意見もわかるんだけど、それでも心配は心配っていうか。
今までは我と同様、イルの危うさに影響されているものだと思っていたが、実際は違うのではないか。今回の一件やイルの過去について何か知っているからこそ悟られぬよう彼を庇護していたのではないか。
That was really direct. Everyone here waits for Mizir to start moving his lips. After a lengthy silence, that should be a comma, Mizir slightly averts his gaze under Canis' questioning. Then,
知らないよ。何も。むしろ知ってたらどんなに良かったのか。
He mutters this somewhat bitterly. Afterwards, at the same time, Rendo returns to GPM for the operation. Sweetheart, it's probably at nighttime. With an almost singing, elegant yawn, Il comes down the stairs. Effects of the day before his injury or agitation from the events. It's as though not a single trace remains of such things. Without noticing my sense of discomfort, Il heads at his own pace to an empty seat.
おはようってお前、降りてこねえと思ったらマジで寝てやがったのか。
Oh, it is morning. Okay, my bad.
昨日おとなしく寝ろと指示したのはあなたとカヌスでは？私はそれに従ったまでですが。そうだな。てめえはそういうやつだったよ。
誘拐の嫌疑がかかっているとは思えぬほどののんきさだな。
嫌疑？何の話です？
You see, with a bit of awkwardness, I start talking to Il when Il lightly presses his temples and groans. Il, are you okay? You must really still feel unwell.
いえ、大丈夫です。それよりも話の続きをお願いしても。
Is he really okay? While concerned, I explain the general situation to Il.
なるほど。確かにこの状況では私に疑いの目がかかるのは仕方のないことですね。
That's putting it lightly.
しかし事実ですので、ここで違うとわめいたところで容疑が晴れるわけでもありません。ですが本当に全員で天使の捕獲を？どうもそれにだけは抵抗が。
Uh-oh. Sweetheart, that makes you look sus as hell. Don't do that.
お前への疑いを晴らすためだっての。うつくさ文句言うんじゃねえ。
Is it just me or this chapter long AF?
イル、この際だ。展開がいかなる世界なのか、お前の口から語ってはくれぬか。
それなら以前林道の聞き取り調査の際に語りましたよ。美しい世界だと。
For some reason, everyone looks at me at the same time. For what? What'd I do? Just the feeling, but they want me to start talking with Il and get information out of him, I think. Fine, I don't mind. Then for start, I say this and start searching for words that Il will swallow. What kind of world is it? I can already see asking like that will only get vague answers like now. In that case, alright, it's settled. Il? About Kaon. Besides angels and fallen angels, what kinds of things exist in that world?
神がいますね。
Huh, I see. God. Totally okay.
神？
God? Or Kami? There you go. He said it so casually. Everyone shouts in surprise at the same time. But by God, you mean that God? Oh my God?
はい、天使が仕える天上のお方です。
What?
さすがにこれは予想外かな。なぜ皆がそこまで驚いているのかはわかりませんが。
It seems like Il decides we want more details about God. Then open the
天使
Bible.
たちにとって神、あのお方の命令は絶対です。逆に言えば、それ以外の理由で行動することはない。堕天使はその命令に背くか、あのお方が定めた法を破り落ちた存在。私もそれに該当しますね。
ほだ、お前んとこにも人間界みてえなめんどくさいルールがあんだな。
ええ、まあ。だとすると、今回の神隠しはまさに文字通り神本人が企ててるってわけね。
Yikes. When you put it like that. Il nods yes.
ですが、どうにも解せぬことが。以前林道にも語っていましたが、展開は非常に閉鎖的な世界です。ホールの件もありますし、異世界に対する警戒程度はしますが、それ以外には徹底的に無関心を貫きます。故に人間を誘拐するなど、自らトラブルを起こすような真似はしないはずなのですが。
戦争でも起こす気なんじゃねえのか？人間界を支配してとか。
Oh my. How warped.
昔そんなノリのやつがここのゲートから出てきたじゃねえか。コテンパンにして送り返したけどよ。
いえ、それだけは断じてありえません。
なんで断言できんだよ。
神が最も嫌う行為だからです。あのお方が最優先とするのは天界の安寧という名の普遍。
Wow, there's also a lot of spaces. What is going on?
駅や発展が得られると分かっていても、カエルムに変化をもたらす要因は全て排除する。それが天界における絶対的な法なのです。
要するに現状維持至上主義、良くも悪くも変化を嫌うってことか。
But in that case, why are the angels here? The angels that left the heavenly world and came to the human world, in a way, isn't it change?
明らかに法とやらと矛盾しているな。
それについては何もわかりません。私がこちらで過ごしている間に天界に何かあったのかもしれませんね。
It seems there's no more information that Il can tell us. Yeah, I think it's because whatever that weird crap he was spouting, he's like, I don't know. I keep saying cyborg, android, whatever, but very, very good twist, I guess. While we were talking like this, we didn't realize how much time had passed. Whoa, that was a loud noise. With little choice, Ignis entrusted with the patrol role and Canis leading the ferries stand up. Stand up! Just kidding.
にしても急にでかい話になってきやがった。これ以上の面倒にならなきゃいいがな。
Yeah, that's right. Good Lord, how long is this chapter, y'all? Shoot. I was planning on playing chapters 2 and 3, but it might just be chapter 2, as long as this is. Well, moving on. The sky is starting to stain orange. The time for the operation approaches, and everyone heads to their assigned positions. Then, oh, Mizir, what's good, dude? Mizir puts a finger over his mouth and waves me over. Oh, West T, what's good? Be quiet. Is this what he must mean? That's supposed to be a question mark. What could he want to talk about? Upon determining this, I walk over with footsteps hushed as well as possible, and we go outside Enchante. Holding a large bag, Katia is standing in front of the shop. Huh? Wait, do they mean to put that in quotes like she'd go... Oh. No. Okay. Yeah. Help if you read, Sasha. Huh? Is what I'm about to shout in surprise, but I hold it back at the last moment. Katia, why are you here?
ミシェルに呼ばれた。泊まれる準備をしてこっち来いって。
Oh, what?
そうそう。例の作戦が終わるまで彼にもここにいてもらおうと思ってね。
And his parents were cool with that. They were just like, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to stay at... Or he probably lied and said, oh, I'm staying at a friend's house. Mizir lightheartedly pats Katia on the shoulder like usual. But I can't overlook this. That'll be dangerous. Right now, this is related to the kidnappings.
犯さなくても大体の事情は聞いてる。天使たちによる神隠しだっけ？
Yeah, okay. Girl, yeah, you ain't gotta tiptoe around the subject. If you know, that's all the more.
そういうのいらない。蚊帳の外にされんのが一番きつい。詳細はごまかしたけど、両親からは許可もらってるし。
Probably because your little badass lied to your parents. Whatever.
何かあっても、琴音が責任を追及されたりしないよ。
That's not the issue. I'm just worried about you. While I'm trying to persuade him, Katia makes a face of mixed feelings.
頼むよ。協力させて。ちょっと会話が成立しないし、たまに痛いところついてくるけど。
Aww, okay.
数学を教えてくれたり、ゲームハード貸してくれたりするし。
Aww.
イルのこと割と好きだよ。
Like a little brother, big brother sort of deal. Wow, ill does math. I wish I had an ill for calculus. Ugh, hate calculus.
だから、イルにかけられて疑いを晴らしたい。アリバイを証明する人数は多い方がいいだろう。
I guess so. That's right. Katia was another regular at the shop. He's probably worried about ill. Then I was hit with something obvious. I got it. Thank you, Katia. Let's work together.
変なの。イル本人じゃなくて、琴音がお礼言うとか。
Katia briefly smiled, but he quickly stiffened his expression.
でもアリバイ云々だけが俺を呼び出した理由じゃないよね。ミシェル、どういうつもり？
保険だよ。
Insurance? Mizir nods to a window on Enchante's second floor with his chin. That position is probably the empty room that Mr. Assistant is in. What about Mr. Assistant? He's sus.
あれ、どうも真意が読めない。
Yep.
気な臭いっていうか。
I'm right there with you too, Mizir. He's sus as hell.
今回の作戦に俺を絶対参加させないよう動いてるようにも見えた。
That reminds me, he was really insistent on it being at night when you wouldn't be here. Child. I nearly forgot, but Rendo is our observer from GPM. In that case, information about Mizir going to the demon world every night would reach Mr. Assistant.
今逆らってもいいことはなさそうだからひとまずは様子を見るけど信用はできそうもなくてね。
According to him, he also told Ignis and the others to slip by the GPM personnel with them and try to return early. But it seems Mizir is extremely wary about Mr. Assistant. It seems that wasn't enough.
まあ念には念をってね。というわけでちょっと耳貸して。
何？
Kadia walks closer. Kadia walks closer, and Mizir goes right up to his ear. I can't hear what they're talking about, and Kadia makes a confused face. But it seemed he agreed by the end. He silently nods back. After that, to hide himself from Mr. Assistant, Kadia waits quietly on standby in the kitchen, using the perception obstruction there to mask his presence. Ooh. I should also watch out for Mr. Assistant's movements. However, I hope nothing happens, but please let that suspicion on ill clear up. I couldn't help but pray for such things. Oh, Katone, I'm gonna pray with you too, girl.